This is Super Auto Pets. Let's give it a go. It is also the new weekly, which is cool because it is not the sloth thing anymore. So as cool as the sloth thing was as a general concept, this one is a weekly meant for actual things like winning games and not getting sloths. And it's got scaling. Wow, insane. All of the scaling's at the end of the game, so you have to live for it, but it certainly is there. We're gonna have 2 chipmunks because they are amazing. I would take the beaver, necessarily. Normally I would take the beaver. However, I think I'm a little beavered out. I think I took too many last time. I'm gonna roll and hope for another chipmunk. I didn't get one. Super not so auto pets. You're like half their Pokemon master. Yes, but I'm not actually telling them what to do, you know? Like, there's no commands on my HUD. I'm more like a cheerleader. Cheerleader who also halves is like the manager of the squad and gets to decide everything that happens, but it's mostly on them. Which is really cool, because that means that if they win or lose, if they win, I can be like, I'm the captain. That was me. And if they lose, I can be like, y'all sucked. Team, get better, you know? So I don't have to take all the blame if it's like a negative scenario. Who needs blame when you can simply be like, nah. Unsettled handbugs, overpriced warriors, desolate noobs. Overpriced noobs, noobs who spend a bunch of money buying the armor at the beginning of the game, or desolate warriors. I continue to not be entirely certain what desolate means. I think it's just like old and cruddy, but old cruddy warriors. We've got a legacy behind us. We're gonna- oh, double chipmunk against me. They had the same strat because the strat is the correct one. I'm not using the animals, I'm guiding them. Yeah, that's what I'm- that's like such a better way of putting it. I'm not utilizing them. I've just holding some of their family members captive, and I said if you win some of these fights against other animals, maybe I will feed the family members of yours that I have captive. But that's not like forcing them to do anything. It's more like politely requesting. Everyone needs to stop having the same team as me. That guy lost last round and he drew against me, so I feel like I'm like not as cool as I thought I was when I drew the first time. We could level, and we shall, unsurprising to everybody. The rabbit is the early game scaler, apparently. I think it might be the only form of early game scaling, yes in fact, so my brain's like, well you must take it then, but also my brain is like, I wish I could have both these friends. I would have both these friends so hard if I could. We're gonna skip you for now. I was gonna buy a food, but then actually it was a cake. And we just can't handle that right now. It's not a birthday. It's not a special event. I feel like it would just be like so out of place to be eating a full-on chocolate cake when I don't have like a special thing going on here. Yo, it's Alvin and the chipmunks, bro, just because we've got the chipmunks? I mean, who's Alvin? The rabbit? The duck. It's the duck. Does that not look like... Not Alvin, the guy who has them, his owner, the dad? I guess he's a dad. The people in Alvin and Chipmunks who's like, the bro, is his name Bob? I'm sure it's like one of the most default guy names possible. This is just better than everything. To be on the team. I could have actually, technically speaking, given you food, but I didn't, but I could have, so think about that for next time. I always could give you food. I don't know if that's gonna make you think that I'm a bad mom, or that, like, you should work hard because maybe next time I will give you food, but still. It's all Goodman and the Chipmunks. Yep, that sounds amazing. I mean, I've seen the beginning. I've seen the first, like, 3 seasons of Breaking Bad. And I haven't seen any of the Saul Goodman spin-off show, but I feel like he's kind of similar to the evil guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks. The guy who was also in that movie that's, like, really old called Big Fat Liar. Plays the evil guy who tries to, like, kidnap them and he's all rich and stuff, and then he gets the chipettes and then, like, kidnaps the chipettes because he's all up on, like, kidnapping rodents. I feel like the world should probably be aware at that point that, like, rodents apparently know how to talk sometimes and they should, like, put up some sort of protective thing against it. The guy looks like Pitbull. He looks like Wish.com Pitbull. I don't... Kinda, he's bald. Is that... If that's what we're putting down, that he's bald, he do be bald, though. We could have the deer. The chipmunk does nothing for me. And it's leveled, which my brain is like, but levels though. But I'm like, no brain, we can't just be committing just because it's got levels. That means nothing to us. It means nothing to us. I tried to kidnap some rodents and get kicked out of my local park, which is surprising because a lot of people think that squirrels are a nuisance. Probably not in a park. Maybe if you go find like some old elderly couple's lawn, there's a pretty good chance they've got like squirrel murdering tools out there because they're like, they keep eating my nuts. And old people just love their nuts, you know, so they gotta protect against squirrels. So I feel like if you just freaking stole those, they would not mind. A sheep is amazing. An avocado is not. That's the one dilemma, right? The only early game scaling they have gifted us, the RNGesus has said only rabbit, but at the same time it has also said scaling food does not exist until the late game. You only get tools at the beginning, which is just horrendous because it's like all of the scaling of pets and all of the scaling of food, it's all like tier 5 and 6. It's just like so far down there, and it's like, what are we supposed to do with this? We just feed cookies? Only cookies? That's not a very well-balanced diet. We can level, and I would appreciate the level. I would pill this. You know what, Rabbit? You have, I think I've literally used you once for a guy who I then sold, so I'm gonna say that you're not my biggest priority anymore. I will be pilling this man. He may be cute and dandy, he may be green, he may be wearing his little Christmas hat that makes me think like, oh no, he's festive, it's the Christmas season, I can't kill him. But you know what? It's frickin' not Christmas. I was gonna say what month it is. I don't know, July? Is it July? It's July. It's not Christmas. Your jingly hat gives you no rewards today. No! What the frick? Come on, man. It's New Year's today. Little did you guys know, it's actually the New Year's right now. So you can die. For him, though, because he likes getting hurt. So I feel like maybe I should actually give you... I don't want anyone else on my team, though, so I guess we are going to do this, even though I don't think it's actually the best way to go, necessarily. I will take some spicy boys. I will save spicy boys. I will save this boy. We have a lot of spice happening on the team. The team is very spicy. And a little bit of spice. Can I claim a singular animal in this game? Can you claim them in all, or just on my team right now? Like, you can have this bat. He's kind of like I got this bat. He's a little dinky, but look at that cute face. You know, you could be this bat. Can I claim a single one, or you could own all falcons? That seems like a bit traumatic, but we can level. I would love to level. Bat. I wish to claim the goose. The goose doesn't even exist. You want to claim a guy I don't even have? What, you don't want to be on the team? Is what you're trying to say here, that you don't even want to be on my squad? Come on now. Come on now. We can level tomorrow. I don't even want to keep this bet. I wish to claim the goose. There is no goose. There is no goose in Bossing Say. You can't be claiming things that don't exist. Yes! He did a thing that he was supposed to do. And a sheep. Everything is beautiful. The world is mine. We actually almost died, but joke's on you guys, we didn't. I know that people like to pray for my death, but in fact, it did not go down this time. The goose is, in fact, alive. My stats? Horrendous. My abilities? Quite plentiful. I have many abilities. I don't even think I actually want to do that, just because I think the bat's, like, out. I'm really glad that didn't hit you. I would like anything that scales, please. Any physical scaler. I would sell the bat next turn for this guy. I just want somewhat, like, the problem as well, right? The only scaler... Monkey. I would take a monkey. That would be acceptable. T-Rex would require me to unwind the entire squad. And I don't know how, like, necessarily chill I am with that concept, but I guess I don't have to have the entire team being boosted by him. It could just be, like, one little baby cool guy. This gives me all the money. Yes. May I have a little bit more, though? I know it's somewhat greedy of me, but I just don't really care what you think, honestly. It's too late for you. I want to do this. I want to do this. You know what? 2 buses and also a chili. I think this works for us. You can be in the back. Look at all these sweet summons we have. We have 2 buses. We have 2 buses. They have only 4 guys and a llama. That is a baby statted llama, though. That man has not been on your team for long enough, I don't say, and it's already turned, like, what, 10? I feel like it's kind of late for your llama to be such a babe. We can actually do this, which is crazy, because my brain said this wasn't going to work out. Yes. Yes. Now we need someone cool. You could be temporarily cool, but the monkey is actually what we're looking for, so I'm sorry everyone else. Goodbye. I could just scale her, but I guess I could scale him. But here's the question. If I did end up unraveling the entire team in exchange for a T-Rex, you and you would be the ones leaving. So maybe I do want you. Maybe the only point of the porcupine is not to, like, be strong enough to get hit multiple times. Maybe it's just to hit the guy when he dies. Maybe it's just like a badger situation. Ow. You could have actually done damage to the porcupine if you were gonna smack him, like extremely rude, kind of. You're on 1 heart with 5 wins. It doesn't feel like it was going that bad. Maybe because I wasn't really paying attention. Good point, good point. I could have done the dinosaur. That technically is also an option. I just wasn't really thinking about it. But that is the other scaling. I was like, there's something besides the monkey and the T-Rex. I swear there was like a lot of scaling. It is in fact large dragon. 2 chickens? What does this man do? Just chicken things? He just does chicken things? So that's not good for you in the game, but it is in the future. Summons! Summons for the win. We might not respect a full-on summons, but we respect a end of the squad summons. Everyone can have these things. You know what? A lot of goodness here. I think what might most be important is honestly that. Like, that's pretty good. Double summons. I don't expect whatever he summons to, like, necessarily kill things, but if they continue to be alive, if they serve as, like a placeholder for greatness, that would be chill. A lot of flies. Interesting. Spicy. That's fine. Everything is fine. Everything works out actually pretty grand. I'm actually kind of surprised by how well the last 2 rounds would. As soon as I get to 1 health, I basically think I'm gonna die immediately every time. Snake. Is better than Porcupine? I mean, its stats are mathematically the same. It wouldn't have melon armor. And I couldn't give it melon armor unless I did the whole turtle thing. But you know what? I just think this is better. I think it's so much better that it's just straight up worth it. And you're gonna have this temporarily in hopes that you just, like, don't die. When did they add the slash place badge? What is that? A badge for this or a badge for this? Cake? Oh, what's that? Place 2023 cake. I have no idea what that is. Have no fear, I am here. Oh, thank God. I was shivering in my boots. I died! I can understand that. I can understand that. More beavers? Oh, they're princess beavers, though. I said we're not going to take a bunch more beavers because I did like a whole beaver thing previously, but they're princess beavers. This is royalty. More beavers? Oh, well, if it, you know, 2 people under the video of beavers did say more beavers, so I guess it's not something that you can really run out of. Misshaped sausages, glistening underdogs, submissive fungi. Glistening underdogs? Misshapen fungi? I've been playing it apart for the last couple hours, and you just joined chat at the exact same time that you were checking inside of your fridge for milk? That's crazy. You must be on your phone or something. If I get more, I'm not coming back. Oh, jeez. That's not very fatherly of you. Oh, wait. Maybe it is. Park milk. You've been at the park getting milk? Is that the concept there? That definitely sounds pretty fatherly as well, honestly. Just look at all these frickin' stats, though. We're so frickin' statted up. We have maximum statage. The enemy will never see what hit them, unless they're also going maximum statage, because it is the correct choice. Fish hats. That's cute, but it's not royalty. It was almost royalty, but it's not quite royalty. Anytime I'm on the stream, I'm on a phone. That seems very challenging. To be fair, I only recently got an updated phone, but prior to getting my new one, I had one that was approximately, like, this big. Like, it's crazy, because everyone's always like, you have the tiniest phone in the universe. And I'm like, no. And then I got a new phone, and after using it for, like, 2 weeks, I looked at my old phone, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man. It was so, like, I don't know how I typed anything. And I can barely type things on my current phone, because I've never been, like, a big texter. Wait, that's not you, this is you. Everyone get together. Yes. Yes. The elephant exists to be lame. He thinks? Didn't somebody on the last team have a blowfish? Where did that come? Oh, here he is. You're too high of a tier. I don't think- wait, why is the- wait a second. Wait a second. The blowfish used to be a tier 3, didn't it? Why is it a tier 4 now? It's not even that cool. Just because it synergizes with the elephant? Is that the only reason this thing has been upgraded? It didn't even get stronger, did it? Does it do more damage now? I don't know if I would consider this to be... because I think this is only tier 4 worthy with an elephant, which makes it feel like maybe you shouldn't rely on that. My flip phone was literally 1.5 inches long, 3 when unbolted. 1.5 inches. Is that physically possible? Like this big? Like it's literally looks like it's like a Tic Tac? How your phone was the size of like one Oreo. One squarular Oreo. This team is frickin' rocket. We are royal and we are beefy, and beef is all I need. If I get sick after, drink water from the park pond. The blame is on the ducks. Is it on the ducks? Or is it on the people taking care of the ducks who didn't clean the pond well enough, you know? I just think that in modern day, society's like regimen for pond cleaning is not nearly as cool as it used to be. In my day and age, we used to take 16 gallons of bleach and just pour it in there, but nowadays they just like don't touch it because of ecosystem reasons. Like, that's dumb. If I'm gonna drink the pond water, I expect it to be previously bleached. Like, come on, think of the people, you know? We could get fed, or we could have a bunch of hedgehogs. I'd have to sell somebody, but I like my people. More beavers. Yes, I see what you're saying there, and honestly, I agree. I wish I could have you. More levels. So many levels. Me and the little one were at the park for a while after getting out of a pool, so today's been fun-filled but definitely tiring. That sounds frickin' exhausting. I haven't been swimming in literal years. I just thought it was crazy because I like took swimsuits to college when I went to college for like 4 years, and I didn't use it once. Like, the amount of times that I ever go into a body of water is actually so freaking minimal. Oh, that's nice. Well, that sounds delightful. Any tents? Maybe kind of like a camping ground at the very least? We can level. The Doberman and the T-Rex would be so cool if we could get together. Sadly, I can't do that. It would take me forever. And I can't scale you in the early game because it is literally impossible to scale in the early game unless you have a rabbit to give you 1 health per thing you buy, which is just horrendous. Everything is kinda stinky. You know what I should have done? Sold this before I bought you. It's too late now. Being a parent is exhausting. I wouldn't trade it for anything. That's the kind of thing. It's like the mindset I think of parents a lot of times. It's like, oh god, it sucks. Like, I'd still do it, but it sucks. So everyone's just gotta decide whether you're ready to be suck, but also happy. I hear it's the combination of the highest highs and the lowest lows in terms of joy level, I suppose. So we could take the deer. The deer's fine. And I'm sorry, Doberman. I just don't think that you're viable. You're respectable. You're not viable. And you know what? We're doing the same thing, literally, we did last time. But Too soon for submarine messages? Is it too soon? Maybe. Just get frickin' spicy. My big beaver will destroy the universe. You can't beat my bus, though. Have you ever tried to hit an elephant with a bus? It goes really poorly for the bus, but in my head, I'd like to think that maybe I wouldn't die. I like to think I wouldn't die sometimes. Yes? No. 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 The shop is not listening. No. No. Why did you suck? It's gonna make me frickin' level a sheep. But I wasted my gosh darn monies. Buses are unbelievably strong. Some, but if you're like a superhero or like all of the commercials for the new Blue Beetle movie that are coming off, then apparently buses can be easily split directly in half by like any person who has superpowers just kind of standing in the road. Swimming nowadays hurts because my bones don't like the cold. Wow. I didn't think that swimming could hurt your bones very well. To be fair, I don't know how cold water I've actually dived into. I've always been kind of like I'm pretty sensitive to like textures and stuff, so I usually am pretty anti-doing things that feel like they might be uncomfortable, which sometimes includes swimming. So a lot of times I just kind of sit it out. I'm like, I'll just stand over here and play in the dirt for a bit. And they're like, that's kind of childish of you. And I'm like, no, you're just jealous you don't have as many mud cakes as I do, you frickin' anti-chefs. I'm making magic. Oh, this is scaling, but it is tier 5. It's not as cool. Why are there so many scalers? They put all of the tier 5 and 6 scalers in the pack, and nothing before that, and not even any food before that. This is such a weird-ass weekly. It's literally just like survival of the fittest until you can get anything. I don't even want this guy. Scaling, we're a good unit. No, there's no food. Only good unit. There's no food to feed him, even if I could. They gave us 2 different scalers that rely on food, and they gave us no food. Live in the Midwest, so swimming is definitely rare. They don't even have pools there. It's tragic. Frickin' Ohio. the other Midwestern states. Ohio is one of them, right? We got a spring nearby, so we can. And that, she said, is cold. That sounds freaking horrible. One time I went to a watering hole. Maybe that's not what it's called. It was in the middle of the woods. It was a big hole in the ground that had water in it that people were swimming in, and it had a lifeguard, so I guess it was allowed. That crap was green as hell. It was entirely green, 100%. And part of me is like, should we be swimming in this? And everyone else around me was like, freaking, yeah, with their bodies, because they seemed to be having a good time. So I guess it was fine, but it seemed extremely full of germs. I don't know. I guess this guy... No, these aren't tools. I was like, I guess I can give you some tools, but we have no tools, actually. The waffle is not a tool. He's a tool, but he's not a tool. Ha 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 ha. Have some honey. We can scoochy scooch. The beaver does not need to be here for much longer, but he continues to exist because he is frickin' statted. I didn't do that on purpose. It was just kind of a natural course of life. That is a large bird with a podium on his head. Princess Bus could not literally kill a single guy. I'm so sorry, Princess Bus, for the fact that you're frickin' garbage. Ow. Pufferfish, I know I was disrespecting you earlier. That gives you no right to be angry. You have no right to have emotions. Come on now. We have one pool in the entire town. It is in fact a school pool. The fact that your school has a pool is crazy to me. Because I feel like whenever you read mangas or like animes or whatever about school, they always have swimming as one of their sections. I have never seen a school in America, I guess, in the real world that has a swimming pool. Is that like some just crazy fancy thing, or is it just like some of them care about that? Because I went to a middle school for like 1 year that had archery as one of their sessions, which was really cool, but that was mostly just kind of buying big bean bags and like plastic bow and arrows. But a swimming pool, like, that's crazy. I've never seen that before inside of an actual school. Old enough that people don't have coolers, they just put canned drinks and watermelon in a net and leave way down in the river. I've seen that also in anime specifically, putting a watermelon in a net into water. That also sounds a little gross if you're eating out of it, but I guess... I don't know, because you put your mouth against the can. So maybe a little germy, but probably okay, I guess. We did archery in the gymnasium without any protection for the people just walking in once. Great. I don't think we had any protection either, but I think we were outside. We, like, went to the general field that most schools have, and we were just freaking shooting. I don't know if... I think the arrows probably were kind of sharp, honestly. Tyrannosaurus tops? That's not how your name is read. Oh, maybe it is. Tyrannosaurus tops? Triceratops. No, I'm stupid. Don't worry, guys. I was just being stupid. Everyone, we're actually gonna do this, though, anyhow. A monkey! Everything is beautiful. I don't want you, I want a monkey. You know what? We're gonna do this. Who needs tools? All the tools suck anyway. When we could just have all of this cool shit. Look how frickin' scaled we are all of a sudden. In one turn, we flipped the entire experience around. It's an expensive high school thing to have a pool as a thing to do. Yeah, I figure it must be expensive, especially just because maintaining the pool, like building the pool, it's like rare. Maintaining a pool is so expensive. My family lived at a house with a pool for a short period of time, and I will say that I never used it, so I really feel like it's just kind of like a weakness, and it's something that injures you as a homeowner to have a pool, because it's like, how often are you actually going to use that thing? How much are you going to pay for it? Following question. I will take a taco. I mean, we have nothing but chocolate and taco for me to really consume today. My Triceratops is getting a decent amount of health. So that's cool. You have a swimming pool. My grandpa had the fire department fill up her pool. Like, she called them in an emergency situation and was like, hey, while you're here. Just crazy firemen people. No! Or did she, like, request that? Because it's crazy if they were like, yeah, we'll do that. I guess they're kind of bored most of the time, probably. Based grandma. This was a good squad, so I am, in fact, upset. Might not be able to tell because I am such a composed person, but my internal flame is aburst with rage right now.